first you be, then you share your being, share it all around. You are a light shining down from on high, shining from the firmament around. You are a light shining. You are a lake of light in a sea of mystery, in an ocean of love. Shining out your light, shining free, shining freely round to the life around. But first you be, first you have to be, first you have to be just who you are, just who you truly are. Namaste. Welcome to what I call the Golden Age Report or Ascension Report. My name is D. D for Divine. D for Deva. D for D. I'm going to be your host for this video series, which I feel quite impelled to do. Hopefully it continues into the future, into the months and the years to come. There's an awful lot of exciting information and activity going on our planet, on our wonderful little blue planet Earth. Enough material to fill up quite a few series. So hopefully I'll be here to host these series of videos to come. You know, there's many citizen journalists, there's truthers, they call themselves truthers, or the disclosure community, and like them I'm driven to release this information, to put out the information, the info that I have concerning this present age that we are now in transition into. And basically we are driven to do this because we know that we have to get as many people to wake up to the truth of what is happening on the planet as is possible. And in fact, we really have to wake up the whole collective. And God willing, in time it will happen. Perhaps the famous 100th monkey syndrome will kick in, and something miraculous will happen on this planet. At any rate, this is the first episode and of this series, and it's going to be an overview. And we're going to be basically going through various aspects of the whole play that's unfolding on Earth, in our presence, in our lifetime. It is historic what is taking place. Now, basically it began in earnest in 2020, and it ramped up in 2021, and is now sailing full force with many major events taking place in the world. It's all part of the transition into our new age. Some cultures call it the Golden Age. Sitting here at my place in Hope in Canada, the mountain, by the way, the mountain that you see via this blue screen is Mount Hope, here in Hope, BC, Canada. And it represents hope. Hope for mankind, hope for the planet Earth, hope for good things to come, and hope that we will get through this tribulation and get through the negative aspects of what we have to go through in order to wake up. Now, this is at this time, this is our present spiritual battle. It's a battle of good and evil. the two poles, positive and negative, that are resting within the circle of life, the unity of life. This is what the New Age is all about. It's basically about balancing the energies on the planet, in our world, in our universe. So we're all striving here on the planet to reach this balance. As our little planet whirls around our solar system, our sun, as our solar system whirls around the galaxy, and as our galaxy whirls and twirls and spirals around our universe, within perhaps endless other universes in a vast mother universe. That's the beginning, the source and the creator, the programmer of the whole simulation that's taking place. Now, the unity of opposites, which is the main goal of this unfolding age, or any age, is this battle that we are involved in. This striving, this is what we're aimed for. Like other great ages, it has its birth pains. We witnessed the birth pains in 2020. This is what the Christians have called the tribulation. We witness this in the world, in U.S., in Europe, in Canada, in virtually all countries of the world which experienced the lockdowns, the fear-mongering, the government and the media blitz, basically driving people into fear, forcing them to stay at home, forcing businesses to close and not to open, and it's all part of the plan, all part of the plan of what we know as the negatives of the world elites, to decimate the middle class, to create fear, and they basically they eat the fear. They basically take it in as an energy source, and it's all part of their overall plan for world domination, or to create what is known as the world government. Now, this is the beginning right now, and it began at 20 of these changes. It's all planned anarchy, and it's unfolding as it was intended. In fact, this is all good news. This means it's the beginning of getting through the negative tribulation aspects, and breaking through this tribulation into what is known as the New Age, breaking into the Golden Age. That's why we call this the Golden Age or Ascension Report. The forces of good and light will vanquish the dark and selfish and ignorant. The battle lines have already been drawn, and it's up to each individual to make the choice. Each person either chooses of their own free will, they choose to be on the side of goodness, of light, of love, of harmony, or they choose to be more self-serving, and they choose to have their own selfish focus in life, to do their thing, to do what thou wilt, rather than helping to serve and be generous and sharing with the rest of the world. The choices are simple: service to self or service to the others, service to the dark and the negative, or service to light, love, ultimately to God. That's the God in each human and the God behind it all. Now, ultimately, of the 7.9 billion human beings, we humans at this time, close to 8 billion actually, we are 99% of the majority. That's true. And there is only the 1%, the world elites, that are at this point controlling us and controlling the game. Although that game is changing, and due to the positive force that's on the planet, known as the Earthly Alliance, that control mechanism that the globals have had for hundreds of years, if not thousands, is now beginning to fall apart. At this point in this battle, this spiritual battle on the planet, the good guys, the light, goodness, God, we are winning. God is winning. As it unfolds in our lives and on the TV screens for all the world to see, as bad as it may look, there is great hope for us. I'm an older hippie from the 70s. I am full of hope, and I'm hoping that I can instill this very same hope in anyone who watches this. By the way, this is what a true hippie lives by. He lives by two ideals, which is peace, love, harmony, and one law. The law known as the law of one, or the law of love, which basically states that we are all one, we are all one being, all things are one, we all came from this oneness, we all return to this oneness, and this oneness is love. This is what we are, the law of love. Now we are about to enter, after we get through this transition, what is known as 1,000 years of peace. or harmony, heaven on earth. This is what the Christians have called it. It has many names. Other cultures have called it the New Age, the Golden Age. Judaism has called it the New Jerusalem. It's called the harvest. It's called the event. It's called the Golden Age, or the Age of Aquarius. Now, by the year, it's said by the year 2024, 2025, we may have actually at that point either broken through the tribulation, broken through the negative, and have woken enough of humanity and the collective that we can basically enter into the Golden Age and all the positive aspects that the Golden Age spells out. Or it may go a few more years after that, up to 2029, even 2030. But either way, we are basically 7-8 years away, or 3 to 4 years away from the actual Golden Age unfolding in our midst. Now, there may be a great solar flash that will be used by the management, meaning the higher-ups, the higher consciousness beings, and these solar flares that come from the sun will have an effect on the consciousness of humanity. Basically, it will help to waken humanity up. If it's necessary to have major solar flares, then it may happen. In 2021, there was a certain amount of solar flares, and that had a direct effect on the consciousness of humanity. It actually changes our DNA, and it wakes human beings up. If the management feels it's necessary to wake human beings up with more extreme solar flares, then that may happen. That may cause calamities. There may be a certain amount of human beings that die. But either way, its purpose is to basically prepare humanity and wake humanity up to the reality of this new age that we are now entering. Now, the Cabal, known as the Deep State, the Cabal, the Illuminati, the World Elites, Babylonian Brotherhood, they have many names, but ultimately they only have one agenda, and that is world control or manipulation, control of the world, forming a world government which will dominate the whole world and will have basically human beings as their slaves. Part of their agenda is to decimate the world population, to remove a certain amount of human beings from this planet. And when I say a certain amount, it's not just a small amount. It may be into the billions if they get their way. In order to control the planet and run the planet the way they want, they need hundreds of millions of human beings. Hundreds of millions, not billions, hundreds of millions, in order to fulfill their agenda. Now, I'm hoping, at least my hope, my idealism will rub off on a few of the folks out there. I'm hoping that enough of us will wake up so that we can basically transition into this golden age. So what we'll be looking at in the weeks and the months to come will also, it actually has been written and put out in a, I feel, a fairly clear way in my book that I'm just getting published and will be online on my website shortly, within weeks. The book is called The AHA Guide to the Golden Age. And my website is www.starship7oneness.com. Basically, my website is preparation for the Golden Age. The Golden Age is everything. It's what I focus on. It's what all the other truthers or the citizen journalists focus on. There's many aspects to the Golden Age. It deals with the negative underbelly, the darkness of the dark souls underneath who are the underbelly of this world and who are controlling it and have controlled this earth up to now. But that's changing. And the Positive Alliance, which I mentioned earlier, their job, their mission is to basically remove the dark souls in this planet, to arrest these people who are basically, their crimes go everywhere from genocide, murder, rape, blackmail, lies of every type, in order to fulfill their agenda, which is world domination or to create the new world government. This is the plan. This is what the part of the United Nations, which has been infiltrated by the negatives, this is their focus. They want a world government, and they're going to basically decorate it to make it look like it's going to be good for us, like we need it. Their version of the world government is not what we need. We need a world united with all free and sovereign states or countries within, but we do not need their version of a world government. Now, whether they understand it, the people that are being given this information, whether people understand it, agree with it, whether they laugh at it, scoff at this idea of a golden age, it can't be stopped. It's happening. It's here. We are now in the transition. It's basically showtime, and either we wake up to it and wake up in time, or we don't. The timeline, this long foretold ascension or harvest timeline, like I say, more or less began with the tribulation, which began in 2020. It was the beginnings. The alliance at that time were actually forcing the cabal to move faster. So the cabal basically put their plan into action, a plan that they had already been working on for decades. And they were forced to begin it a little earlier than they intended. They probably would have waited another year or two, but the alliance forced their hand. They began it, and by doing so, it basically put the alliance in a more positive, controlling position. Yes, first you be, then you share your being. You share your being all around you. For that sharing, yes, that sharing. That sharing is love. Sharing is you. Sharing out your life.